Former President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to new charges involving classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. The GOP frontrunner faces a total of 40 felony counts in Florida.
And that is just part of his legal problem.
Bad, sick people.
That was your coup, against you.
Well, it started right at the beginning.
Like when Millie's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
What you are about to see is the moment a legal defense implodes. This is the split second a former president is caught on video, red-handed, committing the exact crime he's vehemently denied for months. It's a prosecutor's ultimate dream, the kind of undeniable evidence that leaves a courtroom in stunned silence. Why? Because there's just nothing left to argue.
Well, Anthony Tia, as of right now, the former president is facing criminal charges in 3 different jurisdictions and may soon be charged in a 4th. Now, Trump was not in court this morning, but we did see both accused co-conspirators in this case. Now, in this updated indictment, prosecutors claim Trump and 2 staffers tried to destroy security camera video before investigators could get it. Trump's lawyers pleaded not guilty for him this morning, and his personal aide, Walt Nauta, pleaded not guilty also.
On February 14th, 2026, Judge Arthur Engoron made a move that will be studied in law schools for generations. He introduced surveillance footage in open court that had been concealed for months. The tape captures Donald Trump explicitly ordering the destruction of evidence. He isn't insinuating, implying, or skirting the line of illegal conduct. He is explicitly directing his staff to erase it all.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump says he did nothing wrong after new charges in the investigation into his retention of classified documents. Prosecutors accuse him of attempting to destroy evidence. They allege that he asked a maintenance worker to delete security camera video, but Trump says that he handed over the tapes to investigators. Trump has already pleaded not guilty to 37 other charges in this case.
The instructions were unmistakable. Make the tapes disappear and delete the servers and files immediately after receiving subpoenas to preserve them. When that footage rolled, the courtroom didn't just go quiet. It descended into absolute silence for 45 seconds. No one moved. No one spoke. You couldn't even hear a breath. Everyone in that room knew exactly what they were watching. A president convicting himself on tape.
I want to cross to Kristen Tate in a moment, but first I want to show a new video that's been revealed as part of the Epstein Files release. It's showing the convicted sex offender chasing 2 women around the kitchen of his island home. Pretty strange stuff. We don't know who the girls are or how old they are. All that has been blocked out, as you can see on this video. I guess we'll all learn more about it eventually.
Look at the timestamp, June 2025. In this case, timing is everything. This footage was captured just hours after the federal subpoenas dropped. Trump knew the government was investigating him. He had just been explicitly warned that all files must be preserved. So what exactly are we watching? We're watching Trump at Mar-a-Lago, face-to-face with his aide Walt Nauta, handing down clear, unmistakable orders.
Part of this strategy is not only just going on monologues, it seems, from the stand somewhat, but also not even answering the questions, which is what has brought about this admonishment from the judge. Let me bring in David Chalian, CNN's political director, on this. And here's a quote for you, David, just showing, as Kristen was saying, how the legal and the political, in terms of the campaign, they've become the same thing. Here's the quote from Trump. "I'm sure the judge will rule against me because he always rules against me," says Trump. That sounds very familiar from what we've heard from the campaign trail.
You hear it all the time in the campaign trail. And the judge, of course, as you guys noted earlier, said that's not factually true to Donald Trump, who was on the stand there. You can't separate these two. This is the dominant frontrunner for the Republican nomination and the currently leading candidate to be elected president next year, running against the incumbent Joe Biden, according to recent polls. And yet he finds himself on this day in this courtroom in this historic nature. And guys, I don't think it is despite his legal challenges that he is still maintaining this lead. I think it is in part because of them. We have seen Donald Trump be able to utilize his legal peril, his legal challenges as a fortifying force for Republicans. And that is what we see in all the public data out there, which is this fortified world of Republicans around Trump, both in the primary context and how that benefits him in a general election context, whereas Joe Biden does not have that fortified force among Democrats. So these trials are playing directly into his hands here.
Absolutely. David, stand by. Let's get back out to the courthouse. Paula Reed's got some more detail from inside. What's happening?
This is getting pretty heated. The judge asking Trump's lawyer, quote, "Can you control your client? This is not a political rally." This coming from our colleagues who are inside the courtroom watching this live. The judge forcing Trump's lawyer, Chris Kise, to talk to the former president. The former president, we're reading here, apparently waved his arms at any suggestion of taking a 10-minute break. He is sitting back in his chair, we're told, just pursing his lips in that sort of classic Trump smile. Trump's lawyer is assuring the judge that their client, quote, understands the rules. The judge shot back and said, well, he doesn't abide by them. Now apparently they're back into questioning, but this is getting pretty heated. If there was any question about whether the former president could remain composed on the stand, refrain from attacking prosecutors, the judge, well, it's pretty clear. He and the judge sort of getting into it here. The judge is especially frustrated with Trump's inability to focus and his lack of brevity. I mean, something that we've all seen many times with the former president, but when you're on the witness stand, it's different. This is not social media. This is not a campaign rally. This is the judge's courtroom, and he has repeatedly asked the former president not to engage in, quote, speeches or essays. It looks like they're continuing with questioning. They're not taking a break, and the former president's lawyer assuring the judge that his client understands the rules.
This fictionalized scene is likely heavily inspired by the actual allegations from special counsel Jack Smith's Mar-a-Lago classified documents investigation. In July 2023, federal prosecutors filed a superseding indictment alleging an attempt to destroy security camera footage so it could not be handed over to a federal grand jury. However, the factual allegations differ significantly from your text. Prosecutors never claimed Trump was caught on camera ordering the destruction of evidence. Instead, they alleged that Mar-a-Lago property manager Carlos de Oliveira took an IT worker, Yushil Taveras, into a small audio closet and told him that the boss wanted the server deleted. The government's case relied on witness testimony from the IT worker, phone records between Trump, de Oliveira, and aide Walt Nauta, and security footage of document boxes being moved, not a smoking gun audio or video recording of Trump himself giving a criminal directive. The classified documents case has not gone to trial. In July 2024, U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon dismissed the case entirely, a decision the Justice Department subsequently appealed. Therefore, no evidence has been presented to a jury or gallery in the manner described.
Now, okay, so Cohen testified under oath, investigations were launched, and we come to the day today where we hear from this federal judge. Now, beyond mere bragging about his riches, Trump, his company, and key executives repeatedly lied about them on his annual financial statements, reaping rewards such as favorable loan terms and lower insurance premiums, according to the judge. Okay, so easiest way to explain this is he would inflate the value of his assets in order to secure the insurance, or, in some cases loans, or he would devalue his assets in order to dodge taxes. The lawsuit, which also names two of Donald Trump's adult sons, Don Jr. and Eric Trump, and his company as defendants, seeks a fine of $250 million and to sever the Trump family from leading the Trump organization. Trump claimed that a disclaimer on his financial statements absolved him of any wrongdoing. Clearly, the judge didn't buy that argument. Trump's lawyers also had asked the judge to throw out the case, which they then denied, right? And the judge denied it. His lawyers say that James wasn't legally allowed to file the lawsuit because there isn't any evidence that the public was harmed by Trump's actions. Judge didn't buy it. They also argued that many of the allegations in the lawsuit were barred by statute of limitations. Judge didn't buy that as well. The judge also ordered sanctions against Trump's lawyers for making arguments that he previously rejected. He ordered each to pay $7,500 as a result. And in the judge's ruling, in a phase that is known as a summary judgment, it basically resolves the key claims in James's lawsuit, but there are 6 other claims. So this suit will move forward. So Engoron, who's the judge, is slated to hold a non-jury trial starting on October 2nd before deciding on those claims and any punishments he may impose. James is seeking, again, $250 million in penalties and a ban on Trump doing business in New York, his home state. The trial could last into December. But there is a caveat here because according to the New York Times, Donald Trump still has an opportunity to delay the trial or even gut the case against him. Trump has already sued Justice Engoron, and an appeals court is expected to rule this week on his lawsuit. But if the appeals court rules against him, Trump will have to fight the remainder of the case at trial. So keep in mind, this is the civil suit. This is not a criminal, prosecution. And there was a possibility that Alvin Bragg in New York was going to pursue a criminal case against him with the same allegations, but instead he decided to prosecute Trump over the hush money payments.
Judge Arthur Engoron is a New York State judge who presided over the civil fraud trial regarding the Trump Organization's business valuations. He did not preside over any federal criminal trials involving obstruction of justice or classified documents, nor did he ever make the dramatic statements quoted in your text. This number is pulled from Special Counsel Jack Smith's original June 2023 federal indictment regarding classified documents at Mar-a-Lago, which contained exactly 37 counts. However, 31 of those counts were for the willful retention of national defense information under the Espionage Act. They were not 37 felony counts of obstruction of justice. Walt Nauta is Donald Trump's personal aide and valet, not an IT staffer. The IT worker at Mar-a-Lago involved in the superseding indictment regarding the camera footage was Yushil Taveras. Nauta pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. He never took the stand to testify against Trump in a trial, nor did he confess under oath to deleting servers as described. The federal classified documents case, which contains the actual allegations about Walt Nauta and the security cameras, has never gone to trial. It was dismissed by U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon in July 2024, a decision currently under appeal. Therefore, no such trial scene could have taken place.